cloud, am I coming through? Don't feel like I'm allowed to know when you're breaking. Can you just tell me what's happening? Oh, if you're out of control in the hurricane. Oh, I'll open the door, coming from the rain. You know that it's not ever here to stay.
Welcome to Thruxton. Located in Hampshire, England, Thruxton Circuit is the fastest racetrack in the UK. Opened in 1968 on site of the former RAF airfield, it's a venue where speed is everything and mistakes come at a cost. The layout is a simple, but don't be fooled. It's just 11 corners with over 3.8 kilometers to cover. It's a high-speed rim of tarmac that pushes both car and driver to the limit. Thruxton has hosted a wide range of British motorsports, from the BTCC to the British Superbikes, Formula 3, British GT, and even Porsche Carrera Cup. When Porsche Supercars come around here, it's a full-send showcase of what power can do around one of UK's boldest stages. With long sweeping corners and barely any heavy braking zones, it's a track that rewards bravery and momentum. There's no room to hide here, just commitment and raw pace. The Cup cars dance on the edge through these corners, taken out flat, downforce minimal, nerves absolutely necessary. And here are some of these turns to look out for. Turn 1, Allard. It's a flat-out right-hander off the start line. It's a fast, blind straight that leads into the braking zone for the first complex. Perfect launch into split-second reactions. Very crucial, but moves are very much possible. Heading into the turn 2-3 complex of Campbell and Cobb. It's a tight right-left combo where drivers go from 6th gear to 2nd. Precision and car control matter more than brute speed here. It's the setup that really matters the most for the strong exit. Turn 5, Noble. Long and fast, Nobles tests a car's aero grip and driver's nerves for minimal margin for error here as the track starts to open up. Village, turn 7. It's a slight lift at this point. If anything, the tires are going to be under heavy pressure and the cars are going to be dancing just at the limit of the white lines. But it's up to you to just about hold on as you head into the final part of the track. Club chicane, turn 10 and 11. The one and only heavy braking zone on the lap. A left-right sequence that decides photo finishes and race-winning moves. It's also where the Porsche GT3 Cup cars show off their agility and late braking finesse. Thruxton doesn't leave room for second chances. It's flat out, full focus and fierce competition. When the Super Cups roll through, it becomes a battleground of slipstreaming, side-by-side bravery, and inch-to-inch perfection. CMRSC's never been here, so it'll be very interesting to see what turns out here. But in the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be hosted the second round of the 2025 CMRSC Porsche Supercup. Round 1 was chaotic, both great and eventful, with Sven taking the lead of the Drivers' Championship after sweeping the entire race weekend, pole to sprint to main race victories. Firmly in first with his first foot through the door as he starts his championship campaign, but he still has a long way to go. Daytona gave us many heated battles with a record-breaking field, but now as we head into a circuit much shorter, the drivers must stay on their toes for a circuit that we have never been to. So let's see how the drivers do in one of UK's hidden gems at Thruxton, as this is round 2, the British CMRSC Porsche Supercup Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and it is time for another round of the 2025 Porsche Super Cup. It's the British Grand Prix, it's the second round, and, well, there's a lot to talk about after the first one. The drivers getting ready for a very eventful Grand Prix, that's for sure. Porsche Super Cup scream around here with lap times of just 1 minute and 10. So it's going to be very intense of what the drivers are going to be doing around here. But the layout, it's very simple, as you see in your top right. And the scenery, well, it's plain to say the least. But It doesn't deteriorate the drivers. It's less distractions and more time to pounce back on some crazy action. We're going to be seeing race day here today for the British Grand Prix. I'm your host, Rahul Nasir. I'm on the small screen. Why don't I turn it to the big screen here? We have such a lovely event for you coming up here today, and you do not want to miss out on it. We are back here for another round Daytona. Well, Daytona was very interesting, and what a championship race that was to kick off our first round of the season. And Sven takes home the first round of the championship, but it's only gonna get better from here now. We may not see Sven for the second round of this championship, so can we see some of the other drivers take advantage of this advantage here? Should be all to play for, that's for sure. But welcome on out this morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are around the world, to CMRSC. A lot of rule changes coming in between sessions from the last round to this round to really dial down on all the track limit issues we've had over the coming days and honestly throughout our history of CMRC. But now cracking it down, it should be a very interesting time to see what the drivers are going to be doing. With Mads right now coming back here, first round of his championship campaign. He currently leads us off in practice. 4 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. You just see Enzo in the wall there. But we can take a little look at what is a lap around Thruxton. So here we go. Heading into turn 1 now. It's completely flat out. Right-hander just holding on for dear life. The outside tires are going to be screaming, but now we head into the braking zone. The chicane complex, you're braking just after first gear. Kiss the first apex. Into the second one, you're just feathering the throttle a little bit. Then the next turn, it's completely flat out. And then we're racing into the next left-hander. Once again, it's flat out. So you're going to see the drivers really pinching it onto the apex. And then it's just a tiny feather on the throttle as you want the front end to start to stick and nail down in the apex. And then accelerating out. Back straight here. It's a blind apex. Mainly the drivers are going to be nailing down and looking for the marshal's post to turn into, but then once again flat out on this back straight here, heading into the slowest part of the circuit. Slow onto the brakes, trail braking, and just trying to hold on for dear life, but just like that, the car can snap and will lose all your momentum as you come around the start-finish line. It's not the quickest lap to follow around, but it's a lap that the drivers are going to be watching out for. We're getting some yellow flags on track. I'm not too sure. Maybe that could be for Jarrell Moore as he's just exiting out the first sector, but he is just about looking good. Or it could be Moranti, who is just off the track there. Let's take a look at these drivers who are going to be out here for today. With 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So, Krogsgaard currently sitting on the top of practice. We still have qualifying and race 1 and race 2 left to go, so you do not want to go anywhere. David Biros is back here. We haven't seen him in quite a while, so can't wait to see what he can do. Currently, he's the second fastest on track. Regan currently sits in the pits with a spicy new livery. Let's take a look at it here. Low standards. Loving the livery out here. Pretty chrome as well, so it's going to be very shiny and going for the tactic of blinding the competitors. No stall. Love it. It's honestly a very fun looking livery, and I think my childhood self is coming in there. Is that by any chance some advertisements that you find in the Cars movie? Yes, it is, all in all. I knew my childhood would come in, and I wonder if you caught that too. But let's look at some of the other drivers. Andy Rees for Animasu Racing. Here we have Anna Adam for MGM. And then we have a couple more drivers into the pits rocking the BWT. It's Daniel Santos. After that, it is Peter Sabot for DP. Let's find him. There he is. He's just exiting out, going on trackless. Mana currently sits in the pits as well. There goes Moranti, who's been promoted up to the Valhalla seat. Unfortunately, Evan Steinberg has been caught up for an injury, and that is not going to help. That could injure you as well there, Dylan, as he spins his car around. But Evan Steinberg, breaking news, he is out of the championship due to an injury, and he is not going to be seen back for the foreseeable future. But Prayer Sim that he's doing well. He only broke a toe, but we're going to treat it like it's a lot more of a bigger deal. So, Prayer Sim, hopefully he's doing well. Oliver Wilson didn't really have the best of races in the last round and picked up 2 penalty points for his name, so really has to keep his nose clean for the rest of this championship. No more warnings for him. He'll be getting some hefty penalties coming his way. Nonetheless, though, Mike Van Doren, Martin Webster, Sean Lee, Dominic Mazuzzo, fan favorite, Lacey Fancher. We also have a couple more drivers as they sit in the pits waiting for the next session to start. That's going to be qualifying. So there is Taziaki as well as Asbir, Danny Nasir, and we have a newcomer here, Alex Johnson, Klaus Klint, Andrew Narayan. We have to continue scrolling down the order as timers just coming up here. So, as all the drivers all sit in pits. Beautiful formation. Let's go talk to them now. Alright, with practice complete, you can now exit the session. If you are still on a lap, you're free to finish it, but you can now start to head out and exit the session. We will let you know back when you can join in for the beginning of qualifying. We've gotten rid of all the whole real penalty issues, so once you join in, qualifying will begin, but we will restart it as soon as we have all drivers in. We have 3 minutes. So that is practice complete. You can now leave the server. I will let everyone know when to rejoin. So as all the drivers just finishing up their lap times, there's Mazuzzo just finishing up his. But checkered flag out here in practice, and it's Krogsgaard who is at the top of the timing sheets. If Dom drifts in this race, I will absolutely lose my mind. We just like we practiced Dom well. Really hope he can do very well in this one here. But we look here at a beautiful sunny afternoon. It's going to be turning into a bit of an evening time, so the sun's going to come out. But there are your current practice times. Krogsgaard with a 109.621, topping the timing sheets. Why don't we take a look at how the championship is currently unfolding. So here it is. Here is the driver's standings that we are going to be watching with so far. So it's Sven who leads the championship, 34 points to his name. In P2, a distant P2, it is Justin Nasir. P3, it's Dominic Mazuzzo. The drivers are pretty nervous about this qualifying session. It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. They're scared of traffic, but nonetheless, we're very excited to see how this one turns out. So just stick with us, and qualifying is just going to get underway in just a moment. And we're going to continue to take a look at those results in just a moment, but we're going to get qualifying underway now. All right, session's up. Session is up, session is up, session is up. Once again, qualifying does not instantly begin. We're going to wait till all drivers are in the session, and then we're going to get started officially, and I will let everyone know when that starts. I hear a lot of messages there about traffic. Just want to lay this message out there for everyone. If you do get impeded in qualifying, please take a clip of it, take a note of it, and report it. So please do that for qualifying. We're only going to be looking at the man who takes pole position. And is it Zolder? Oh, my apologies. Thank you for that, Dylan. Yeah, just leave the server there. That's my mistake. You're going to see Thruxton load up now. We've traveled to the future. So let's get right into this one. Alright, now everyone can officially join in. Once again, if you are impeded in qualifying or you find yourself in any incident, report it, clip it, report it, and please do that through the Protest and Incident channel. During qualifying, after qualifying, we're only going to be looking at the man who takes pole position to make sure they are within track limits, as that is 4 points. But once again, if you see anything, please report it. And we're only looking for anybody who gets impeded. And obviously there is the new rule in place that if you have not read it, it's basically if it's impossible to make another lap in qualifying, depending on how long it is left in the timer, please, please, please stay in the pits. And let's have some fun out there, guys. So qualifying about to get underway. You can join in the session, and we will restart it once we get everyone in and get it officially underway. You can press refresh on the join button, or you can restart content manager, and then you'll see the button be able to join. So just try to reopen that link. But also favorite the server from the web browser, favorite it, and then you can enter in. And we're just gonna restart to make sure everyone is good to go. So I'm also seeing that issue as well with the can't press join. So just having a little bit of trying to get into our server now and get ready to go. Yeah, don't worry, I'm just restarting it for you. So it's just getting restarted now. All right, qualifying is officially up. Qualifying's officially up. Everyone can get in and join now. So we should be good to go there. So once again, I'm going to restart the timer once we get everyone in. Yeah, I know it was a practice session, just restarting it. All right. Now we can finally get into qualifying once again. Don't we just love technology when it is basically technology? We're getting into the session here. We're getting ready for qualifying here. Who's going to be taking pole position? Remember, Sven in the last round swept the whole race weekend, but he's not here to be seen. So, well, what are we going to expect for this one here today? Should be very interesting. Make your predictions in chat. I'm seeing some cheers for Daniel Santos. I'm seeing some Dominic Mazzuzzos in there. Like, who is going to be taking pole position? It's going to be very interesting what turns out here today. So there you see the drivers all heading into the session here. Give it an extra minute. So remember, qualifying is not started yet. Yep, I'm seeing the real penalty error. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to restart one more time, guys. Apologies. So just head out the server once again. We practice this, we make sure everything is good. But yeah, no, it's not the issue we had the last time. It's just sometimes real penalty likes to disable on us. So just head out the server once again. Apologies, guys, and we're gonna get this one back underway once again. I just saw the real penalty error. Yeah, I know. Real penalty messing up on race days. So, once again, always real penalty. Even when we have it all sorted out, all practiced, all ready to go, all tested, it's always gotta just ruin everyone's day, doesn't it? I'm not gonna give any shame to the creator, but man, we just hate when real penalty does that. It's basically our way of FIAing everything, and basically the rule makers and making sure all the cut tracks and everything is good to go. So let's try it again. All right, fingers crossed, guys. Let's try this again. Hopefully we can get this one underway again. We hope, at least. So, yes, once again, apologies for those issues there. But, yeah. That is quite annoying. I think real penalty is starting to work. I think real penalty is good now. Once again, we'll just give it a moment as the drivers all honk their horns in succession. So join in the server if you haven't already. Join in the server if you have not already, and then I will let everyone know when qualifying actually begins. All right, and now we're getting another real penalty error join. We're just gonna go through with qualifying. Yeah, we're gonna go through with qualifying. Remember, timer has not officially started yet. I have no idea why it chooses now to give us an error, but we're gonna keep going because remember, at the end of the day, we have our own cut tracks and how all that's gonna work. So once again, real penalty giving us errors, and we absolutely hate it. I personally hate it. Ah, man, that hurts. That hurts a lot. That's ridiculous. We're gonna turn it to a quick intermission here. We'll be right back. We're gonna fix this issue as soon as possible. But we're gonna keep you with some tunes. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna get this one going. So, issues are sorted now. That's fun. And now we can finally get in here and get qualifying underway after it loves to just ruin everyone's day. Well, we're getting in here now. So remember, we're gonna restart the session once we get everyone in. So just stand by for it. So we get a lovely message. Real penalties are active on the server, but we can finally get ready for qualifying here. Just gonna give it an extra minute. So now we can finally think about who is getting pole position here today for the second round of this championship that's already given us so much nightmares, and it's already 5 o'clock when racing should be beginning. All right, session is restarting in just a couple seconds. Just get ready for it. All right, let's get things underway here for the second round of this championship. Qualifying is now going to begin. So brace yourselves. Who is taking pole position for the second round of the championship? Qualifying begins right about now. Welcome to qualifying and welcome to the second round of the championship here for the British Grand Prix. I'm your host, Rahul Nasir from Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. And we're getting ready for qualifying here at Thruxton, a circuit that a lot of the drivers very unfamiliar with. It's a track that is pretty underground, unless you're from the UK, but it's not a track, it's not your levels of Silverstone or Alton Park, even Donington Park. Well, this circuit's pretty unique. The scenery, well, it's not on par with a lot of other circuits, but the layout, that's the one everyone is talking about. And drivers now are getting geared up for this one, with Anna Adam getting chased down by Daniel Santos and David Beres. As we get ready for this qualifying session here, lap times are going to be nailed down in the minute 9, so high minute 9s the drivers are going to be chasing down, but the first driver we're going to be watching for this qualifying lap is going to be one Anna Adams. So let's take it through what a lap is going to be like around here. Heading into turn 1, completely flat out, hit the apex. Here I'm short shifting, I believe that may have been by accident, but as he heads into turns 2 and 3, hard onto the brakes, heading over the first apex into the second one, and then it's flat out from this point on. It's all about just easing the steering as the back end could really start to shuffle out, and then it is flat out into the left-hander, just about kissing the apex you want to do. You don't want to unsettle the car too much, but Adam is going to take a little bit of a risk. That's all about feathering the throttle here, getting the nose turned in and racing to that white line. He gets very close there. It's completely flat out from here, but take a look at this next section. It's a blind apex, and you just want to pray and turn in and hopefully get that apex done. He's not setting purple lap times, so it's done by somebody else, but nonetheless, though, Adam is going to be heading into the final couple of sections in the slowest part of the circuit. He sees Maramiri just going off the track, nails the final 2 corners. That's a little bit of track extension, but nonetheless, Adam is going to set the first lap time of a 1:10.683. Santos beating that with a 1:10.407. And Mazutso P3 at the moment, taken down by Krogsgaard. Andy Rees, fastest lap time, taken down by Regan with a 1:10.094. More drivers to come across. Tazwanto, Lacey, and Oliver all coming up. Nobody can top that top 5 at the moment. Can this next man do it? Coming across the line here with an actual lap time, Casper, and he goes up to P7. Boris in his debut race goes up to 10th. Who's next? Here comes, I believe that is Mike Van Dorn, cross the line, and he's going to go up only into the top 10 as we continue to watch the drivers come up here. Jarrell Moore puts in a lap time. Here comes Peter Sabot. No lap there. Klaus Klint, and now Axel, my apologies, Axel Johnson across the line. Nothing can be done there. Lasmana comes across the line. Nothing can be done for him either. But as we watch now, Regan, as he gets chased down by Enzo as they head into the first couple of sections. I believe Regan has just exited out pit lane, and Andy Rees is about 0.3 off this lap time. Bumping over the last couple of curbs, and Andy Rees now begins another flyer as Krogsgaard puts in a lap time, P4, 1:10.604. So far, none of the drivers have hit that fastest lap, but take a look at this, side by side. Oh, a little bit of a hip check there. Both of them on lap times. Darrell Moore is going to decide, you know what, I'm just going to back out of that one. I'm going to let you go ahead. I'm going to create some space, but there's not really too many places on track to create said space. That's the issue around here at Thruxton. It's such a small circuit. Everything the opposite of Daytona, other than the high speeds that you reach along these straights here. Sabo goes 7th with a 1:10.959. So far, it's the top 8 all within the 1-minute 10s. And add another driver to it, Lasmana with a 1:10.594. And he goes up to the second row of the grid. So far, though, it's Regan Milana with the fastest lap time in this brand new liveried Porsche Cup car. And he's looking pretty good out there. Only 5 minutes left to go. Who is going to be taking the pole position for the sprint race? And, ooh, just a car going off there for the moment. Who is next to improve? Andy Rees doesn't look like it, nor does Regan this time by. And yes, that is in fact your GOAT, Dominic Mizzuzzo. He comes out of pits and currently P9 at the moment, as he's currently taken down by Van Dorn, who goes up to 7th position. But so far, the top 3 is pretty untouchable right now. David, Andy, and Regan all have it clamped down. There you see, looks like Regan's going to take that one straight to the pits. No, looks like he's gone back out, so he may have just wanted to find a bit of space. Sean Lee just behind him, P18 at the moment, 1:11. But times are looking decently close, I cannot lie. Top 10 all within 9/10s, basically a second. Top 10 within a second. That is very competitive for this pack. When you compare that to other events, but we look down the order, there we see it's 27 drivers here in qualifying out of the 32 that we are expecting for today's event. So going to be a very good one, that's for sure. There you see Mizzuzzo heading for another lap time. Do we see more drivers coming through, as Regan is about 7 seconds off, so he's just on his out lap there. But take a look at this. Peter Sabo puts in a lap time of a 1:10.496. So looks like that first lap so far from Regan has really been the kicker around here. Webster currently going up another position. He is now improving, as well as his teammate just getting overtaken into turn 1. Sean Lee! Oh, it's a bit of a hit check, though. That may be looked at if Jarrell is going to report that one. Unless they were both on an out lap. Or unless Jarrell was on an out lap. Oh, Sean Lee gets out the way for Roop Narayan, so it's a bit of a mess into turn 1. Regan as well. He's trying to find some place to improve, but he already gets it wrong into turn 1. And take a look at this! Daniel Santos with the fastest lap time! 1:09.934! And the Portuguese driver, out of nowhere, takes provisional pole with 2 minutes left to go. Track ramps up, and Adam goes up into the top 5. But the first driver to hit the 109s, it is Daniel Santos. So, unfortunately, didn't see the full lap, but keep an eye on our YouTube channel every Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you get to see an onboard shot of Daniel Santos's pole lap if he can hold on to it. 1:09.934. That's the time they're going to be chasing on now, and Regan is going to be the first driver to attempt this one as best as he can. There's a bit of trouble just out of the sight. As Dad's Danny Nasir, who's got it all wrong. Not much time to head it into the pits, so he's going to have to stay out. Here we go. On board with Regan Milano. Going to look for now a opportunity of a lifetime. Oh, he's a little bit held up from Tizwanto, but gets right out the way. Krogsgaard improves to third. Andy Master Racing front second row as Regan has backed out of this lap. He can make it back around. He has the time. Andy Rees are going to watch then. He currently sits in P4. He's really been shuffled down the order quite a bit from the beginning of this qualifying session. And Peter Sabot goes to the top 5. Looking for a 43.5 in the middle sector for Andy Rees. What can he do against Santos's middle sector? And it's 2/10 off. Still in contention to take down and get on to the front row. Still to play for. But checkered flag's gonna come out real soon. And Andy's gonna have one final attempt at it if he decides to stay out. Danny Nasser, oh, he's on the curb there, gets it all wrong. Here comes Andy Rees. Does he get onto the front row? He takes down his teammate. So Krogsgaard, who sits in the pits, Andy Rees has one more chance to do it. We now also watch Milana and take a look at this. Daniel Santos with another improvement comes across the line. Does he improve again? No, he doesn't. Had a purple middle sector, could not find any improvement. Now we look at Milana. Any chance? And Adam out of nowhere takes pole position. What in the world? Did not even see his sector times, but he nailed the first and last sector. Has stole the show, has he? There's still a couple drivers left, but I don't think they can improve. Adam out of absolute nowhere has put this one on pole. Can Regan or Andy do anything about it? Here comes Regan. One final opportunity for him. Can he put this one on pole position? Comes across the line and stays third. One more driver to go. Andy Rees, one of the quicker ones. Can he do anything? No, he takes it to the pits. And oh my goodness. Anna Adam really finding the time out of nowhere. More drivers to come across the line. That's your qualifying complete. Adam takes pole position here at Thruxton. 109.664 has blown out the competition. All right, great qualifying there. Congratulations, your top 3, Adam, Santos, Milana. You can head out the server now, and we're going to get started into racing. Once you load into the session again, we'll be right on to the grid. So let's get ready for it. There's gonna be 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the grid. So wow, what a qualifying there for the top drivers. And you're gonna see that pole position lap time very soon. It was all or nothing on that lap. So once again, I do see some complaints in the chat there. If you do see anything, if you were impeded, if there was an incident, if you were taken out in qualifying, please report it. Have a clip ready, and we're going to look at it after this one. For Adam, we're going to be looking specifically at your lap just to make sure you're within the limits. But, of course, you're going to be still starting on pole for the race. So, great qualifying there from the drivers, and now we can get started into racing. It's the moments you've all been finally waiting for to get into the action here today. Racing is going to get underway. You do not want to go anywhere. It's about to get started. This is going to be a very interesting sprint race. It's 10 laps only, so it's going to be a fun one. Sessions up, sessions up, sessions up. Only 2 minutes until lights go out. You want to get in there as soon as possible. This is it. This is going to be an incredible race. I'm very excited for it. If you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like the stream if you haven't already. And we're going to get ready for this one. Can Adam pour his money where his mouth is? Can he hold on to pole position to take over a race win? So far, only one race so far is complete, and one man, Sven, has swept it. Can we see Adam sweep the sprint and the main race? This is going to be an amazing one. Minute 15 left to go. Minute 15 left to go. So, drivers, sit on the grid. Let's go. Onto your screen here. 1 minute. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Head into the session if you haven't already. Load in. Set your setups. 10 lap race. 50 seconds. Till lights. This is going to be a good one here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not leave your screens. This is it. Here we go. Championship on the line. Let's get this one underway. First race of 2 here for the British Grand Prix. Driver is set for the sprint race. Let's do it here at Thruxton. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor as we go racing at Thruxton. It's a great start there from Adam as he covers off the BWT car of Daniel Santos. Regan is in 3rd position, but the real action begins as they head into 1. There you see the IMSA Racing drivers as they head into the advantage there. Heading into 1. All the drivers try to file in. It's pretty wide, and one driver spins. That's Lacey. She gets it wrong. One driver goes off the track, but it's the dream start for Adam. It's a trackside for the action here. And Adam is absolutely sent it on this start. It's exactly what he needed. 3rd place, though. Regan has made sure he stayed ahead of the IMSA Racing drivers. Who has got it wrong? I think it was Krogsgaard. He's been shuffled down to 6th position. And there we also see Peter Sabot also chasing down, looking for a position. But this is a race that the drivers are going to be snaking each other. And just wanting to get rid of those yellow flags. But this is a race that the drivers are going to be snaking each other. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one goes. But the first time they entered the chicane, this one's going to be very interesting. Does anybody decide to make a move? Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Monaco out here. But no, I see Aspir going for an advantage. Oh, he's got it. But it's a real single file journey. One driver's gotten it wrong there. I don't know who that was. 26th position. Oh, it's Henry. He's got it wrong there. Heading into 1 once again, but it's single file. The drivers have really realized that there's not many places to overtake as I saw Oliver Wilson going for a move. Oh, and there's contact. I believe he's made contact with Martin Webster. I really hope that wasn't Wilson taking him out because that would be deep trouble from him. Adam still holds on to the lead with Santos in 2nd. So all the drivers within each other there. Oh, Moranti has it wrong there, and he gets it spun back around and got back going. Lap 2 of 10, and this is really being an exciting one with all the drivers within a second of each other. This is gonna be a good one here, and I'm very excited to see how it goes down. It's only a sprint race, of course. Into the chicane, it's pretty deadly. The drivers have 8 strikes before they get flat out disqualified. Regan with the fastest lap, traded down to Peter Sabot. It's like a safety car restart out here, but trouble has gone wrong for Axel Johnson. Oh, that was beautiful there. Going between the advertising boards. Somebody else has got it wrong. It's Rupner Ryan. He's been shuffled down the order. Oh, trouble for Lesmana. Outside in the grass looking at the airstrip. And I would say you'd be flying to another part of the world, but I wouldn't be too sure. All right, Henry, you gotta let go of these drivers behind you as soon as possible, so hop off the racing line when you can. And take a look at this. Daniel Santos is gonna take advantage. And does he take the lead? No, he does not. Henry is spun out on the grass as he was trying to get out the way, but Santos sees an advantage, maybe onto the grass here, has to hold on for dear life, just about does so, loses his momentum because here comes Regan now with an advantage here, potentially. Gets onto the brakes, however, and nothing can be done this time around. And that is your top 6, nose to tail with each other. The fastest drivers in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club all coming together. And this one, as they head into turn 1, really competitive, and it's undecided. It's lap 4 of 10, undecided. Who's going to win this race? That's the big question on our hands. Let's look at the rear cam of Adam as he is just holding on for dear life. Driver is still off, and it's Henry, so he's back on the track, and that's not gonna help his case. He may be a second lap down. And a little bit wide there goes. And Adam, trouble there. That's one of the Master Racing drivers of Andy Rees, and mistakes will happen, and if they do, he's gonna lose 2 positions from it. That is absolutely huge and not what Andy Rees wanted. One little mistake, it costs you everything. On board with the Portuguese drivers, he chases down the Canadian here. They're gonna be pushing limits to the very edge. But heading into turn 1, once again. Miros with the fastest lap of the race. He's currently sitting 9th position, but an advantage! Does he go for a move here? Did not get the best of angles, but Santos tried to go for the move onto the inside, covered off already by Adam. And top 6 is still very close between each other. And trouble 4 as well. A couple of these drivers as they're battling back here. Johnson, he's having a bit of fun. Squirming his car. It's a little bit more trouble for Mazuzzo. And that is just about holding on to it. So he's still having fun out there. But Santos, once again, we're entering the halfway point of the sprint race. And the main race comes up very soon as Jarrell Moore enters the pits. Into the chicane once again, pretty heated for these top drivers. And they also got to watch track limits. That's the most important part, because if you're cutting the track an excessive amount of times, you could be seeing a position drop penalty that could move you down from 1 to 3 to 5 to even 10 positions. If you are found to be constantly cutting the circuit, take a look at this. Krogsgaard sends it down the inside. A little too much sauce. And Regan gets right back through. Sabot also going to take advantage. And both Andy Master Racing drivers have been shuffled down to 5th and 6th position. For how long? That's the real question, because it's nose to tail as they head into the left-hander. And now they start to feather the throttle for the right-hander. So 6 of 10, 5 to go. Or should I say 4.5 laps to go here at Thruxton for this sprint race. Get this, it's only the sprint race. So the drivers are going to be pushing all their limits with these tires. But once we get into race number 2, 30 laps long, they're going to have to be very careful with what they do with their compounds. And how they save tires, that's the most important part. Once again, Santos nose to tail. But once again, 4:10 still the difference between the two. They hold on to that same gap, but they're pulling away because Regan is just about exiting 1 second. We have a side-by-side action here. Asbir and Beerus, and Eamon shows the drivers how to get it done overtaking here at Thruxton. So he's really showing us what it's like racing hard around here. Who else do we have down the order? We also have David, who's really fallen down the order. But meanwhile, take a look at this. Santos has really closed up, but the back end does not compute with him. He loses some time. Also, David, he tried to look for an advantage on Asbir and cannot get it done this time around. More battles going on down here. No, it looks like Lacey has just gotten it wrong on the exit there. However, there is trouble for one of the drivers in the background, as we also see Sean getting it wrong. Side by side, though, Lesmana and Klaus. This is your battle for P17. It's only the top 8 that scores points, so the nail in the coffin is belonging to Eamon. He is the last driver to score points, unless David has something to say about that. We'll find out soon enough, but let's head back up to this battle here. 3 laps to go here for the sprint race, but trouble up ahead, and we're looking for it. There's yellow flags up the road, and we are looking. Who is it? Oh, that looks to be Boris. And he is trying to recover himself back on the track. Desperately needs to make sure he gets out the way for these drivers, and he's got a little bit of a gap if he can fit it through. And it looks like he may be just staying on the grass for the sake of not hurting anyone's battle, so massive props to him. Another driver is also on the grass, but we're going to focus our attention onto these drivers here because Peter Sabot looks to be entering the top 3. He's just 2 tenths behind Regan, and huge opportunity for an overtake, but there's a lot of overspeed as he heads into the final complex. Lap traffic, though. Oh, my goodness. I can't tell who that is, but he's just about gotten out the way. It's really shuffled up the positions, but Santos, as he drifts around T1, saw an advantage, could not get it done. Sabot now, almost 3 wide. Can he have a move down into the first braking zone? He's side by side, looking for second. Santos defends hard. Regan looks to the outside, cannot get it done. Santos survives. Peter and Regan now battle with each other. Mads gets it wrong, however, and Regan as well also spins out. That's your top 5 and 6. And Mike Van Doorn, Beermus is going to say thank you very much. They will go through. That is some real hard racing. Lap 9 of 10. And the top 3, well, first 2 positions not changed, but Sabot is in 3rd. And Rees is in 4th. We're down to just these 4 drivers, but it's Anna Adam who has got the advantage. Has some lap traffic ahead of him, but he's going to be entering the final lap of this sprint race. Oh, misses the first apex, though, and he has to cut it. Oh, he has to cut it. Final lap. Here we go. 5 tenths the difference between Adam and Santos. Don't forget about the other driver. Oh, trouble for Lacey. She gets it wrong, but she's off the racing surface. There's no yellow flag, so it'll always be green. Santos, he slides the rear end. Can Peter Sabot take advantage? The tires are going to be absolutely gripless. And there we see Rubner Ryan trying to find him. There he is, just gets out the way. Peter Sabot looking for an opportunity. Adam exits the picture. He's about a second almost ahead. Sabot looks for an advantage. You can see how worn down Santos' tires are from sliding on previous laps. But look at that. How close can you get to the white line on the outside? Sabot, Santos battle for second position. Just about nails it ahead. They're still side by side. It's contact. Sabot runs off the track. Does he hold on? Santos couldn't. He does hold on. Oh, it's trouble! And Adam gets it wrong! He's off the track! Peter's in the lead! How in the world has that happened? The top 3's been shuffled! Peter Sabot, from out of nowhere, takes victory in the sprint race of this one! What a race that was! My goodness, what happened to Adam? Rees takes second, and Van Doorn takes 3rd! I hope there was no contact between... I hope there was no contact between Sean Lee and Adam. My goodness, that was a race. A real proper race on our hands there. What happened? Was Daniel taken out? Was it hard racing? We have to take a look at it after this one. My goodness. So that race, we'll look at it after this one with incidents. We'll look at this race after incidents. But your race winner, Peter Sabot, followed by Andy Rees, Mike Van Doorn. Once again, all incidents are going to be looked at after this one. What a race that was. And Peter, we're going to drag you up here for your race, sprint race win interview. And we're going to let you know when the main race comes up. We're going to look at all incidents after this one. So don't fret. Wow. My goodness. That was a race. Holy. That's going to do it for your first one. Looking for Peter here. Man, that was huge. That was absolutely huge. We have no idea what's happened. We don't have instant replay, unfortunately. But I am absolutely speechless to what went down there. Peter, I've just invited you up. So, we're going to talk to Peter Sabo, our race winner here today. Peter Sabo, out of nowhere, you take victory here for the sprint race at Thruxton. Wow. How was that one for you?
That was a brain fire of a race. A lot of action. I have no idea how I ended up in first place. I thought Adam was in front of me.
But the real question we got to ask, though, was that fight. Well, we were thinking it was the battle for P2 between yourself and Daniel. Your perspective, what happened with that one?
You know what? I had to push through there. I know that's a risky spot to overtake, and I was hoping we could both, go side by side. I think he must have lost it. I think his tires might have been fried by now. He was really forcing. Good race. Daniel did awesome.
Yeah, that really took our breath away coming from the end there. Take me through the tire wear coming towards the end of that one. How was that one for you? And just before you answer that one, for all our drivers here, you can disconnect now, and we'll let you know when to join in back for the main race. Peter, the floor is yours. How was that?
The tire wear is, for me at least, I can do 20 laps or so pretty hard on it, so the sprint race is okay. The main race is going to be a different story.
It's indeed going to be a very different story. But what are your expectations? You start first. How are you feeling going into this one?
I think starting first is probably a big advantage on this track. As long as I can stay ahead of the guys. We'll see. My launches are not the greatest.
It's fierce competition, especially in that top 5. So best of luck to you, Peter, in this one.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll toss you back into the chat. Once again, all incidents are going to be looked at after the race, so you want to stick around for that one. We're getting ready for the main race to start, and the session is open right about now. Session's open. Session is open. 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes until lights go out. Sacrifice on a weekly basis. So, Jaden, you're saying Anna's got killed by a back marker. That is what I prayed would not have happened. We got to figure out how that happened. That's for sure. And we got to get to the bottom of it. That's a huge shame because I know Adam was absolutely pushing it and I am heartbroken for him. So, we need to figure out what happened. It's tensions that truly flare. So if you haven't already, head back into the session, rejoin the session now for the main race. 30 laps. Wow. That was huge. But nonetheless, though, of course, penalties and all that, they're going to be all decided. Heartbroken for Daniel. Well, I do want to see, can we get a... Well, let's see. How much time do we have left? 55 seconds. Okay, we cannot look at it. We can't look at the replay right now, but we would have just looked at the live stream. Nonetheless, though, 47 seconds left to go for this main race. It's all to play for here. Wow, if it's anything like the last race, now we have 30 laps of it. Stay tuned. It's race number 2 here for the British Grand Prix. And here we go, main race about to get underway now. 30 laps here at Thruxton. 3, 4, it's 5 lights, all eyes to the lights, foot to the floor, we go racing here at Thruxton for the main race. It's Van Dorn who takes the lead off of here out of nowhere. I don't see the sight of Sabo. I don't know what happened to him, but it's Rees second and Krogsgaard third position as he headed into 1. Mads takes the lead temporarily. He goes way too deep and Van Dorn holds on to the lead. Andy Rees second position. I'm not too sure what has happened to Peter Sabo, but we keep it racing out here. Looking for him. Oh, he's back. He may have had a disconnection issue, but we are racing here. Trouble for P18. It's Ryan, it looks to be, but it's Van Dorn in the lead. And he missed the start. I had a gut feeling it could have been that. That's what happens when you don't hit that steering wheel. So, yeah, he may have started into the pits. That is huge there. Oh, my goodness. I just saw a driver go full speed into the barrier. That was Tizwanto. He did not hit the barrier. That's good. But take a look at this. These are old rivals. Rivals of 2024 between Van Dorn and Andy Rees. Krogsgaard's behind him. But this is going to be a great fight between them. That's a huge shame for Peter Sabo. But look at this. Nose to tail is Andy Rees. As he tries to look round the outside, dances his Porsche. Van Dorn defends bravely. Krogsgaard to the outside, trying to look for a move on his teammate. David, though, looks for an advantage on Krogsgaard, finds him napping. And P3, for the moment, goes to David. And the driver from the Czech Republic goes up to third position. Mads goes down into fourth. And there we see side-by-side action. Santos is going to have absolutely none of it with all the action that's unfolded with what has happened in that one. But he's got Eamon. It is a really tough driver to get past. We can remember from F1 how that went down. But Van Dorn is struggling quite a bit. He was not in that top 5 battle, so he may not have the experience of what these drivers are like in the front pack here. But Van Dorn is a 4-time champion in CMRSC. Andy Rees, he's also a former champion as well. So both of these guys have a lot to prove out here. But your top 4 is really starting to inch away from the pack. Fastest lap goes to, it's shuffling a lot, but it goes to P7. Now going to Jaden Harrison, who's now entered into the session, P11 for him. But take a look at the front pack there. We watch it from Krogsgaard's screen. And Andy Rees tries to go through because Krogsgaard got the move done on David. He's pushed him a little bit wide, it looked like, or maybe he may have just lost out a bit of space there, sliding it wide. But one thing's for sure, the top 3 is really packing the cars behind them. And now here comes Asbjørn with the opportunity, a major opportunity. These guys fight. The top drivers move away. Oh, it's trouble. They both Tokyo drifted. They both save it. Do they? No. And Asbjørn is 1,000% going to get a penalty for taking out Krogsgaard for that. That is such a shame. It'll be looked at after this one, but it may be a straightforward slam dunk penalty going to Asbjørn. Making contact with them. It's going to be very frustrating to come back now. But here comes Santos now as he looks to get up to 4th position on Asbjørn. Does he? Yes, he does. Gets it done. So, we're only done lap 4. It's a 30-lap race. It's a long way to go. Root Narine, though, with the fastest lap of the session. Go you, Root Narine. And take a look at this. Battle for the lead once again. We cannot get it off our eyes here. Let's take it to the drone. Here we go. Battle for P1. Andy, look to the inside. Van Dorn says no. David, though, has a chance, and he's going to slide up to 2nd from losing the momentum. Andy Rees goes down to 3rd. And now Andy Rees, what can he do about this one? There's your top 3. You look behind them. Look at it's just a bit of a gap, but that is about a 2nd between the top 3 and 4th. But now Andy Rees, opportunity of a lifetime to get back home. 2nd position. What can he do? The Danish driver looking for an opportunity now. Does he look for a move onto the inside heading into the chicanes? It's very brave. He looks to it for the moment. Can't really do anything about it. Has to just slot right back in. Santos is really slingshotted his way back in this one, and Santos is now in the hunt for third position. Santos looks, does he find a move? No, but he sets the fastest lap of a race. Clearly a huge opportunity. If he's setting fastest laps, he's a driver to look out for. Into one. Still staying nose to tail, it's Andy Rees who gets it a little bit wrong there. Slides it, just the rear, but holds on, doesn't really lose much time. Having some trouble at the end part of the track, it's Sean Lee. Sean is having quite a bit of trouble. But we look back to the front pack battle for the lead. Van Dorn holds on, but now he has David behind him to challenge him for position. And behind him, it's Andy Rees, Santos, Asbear, and Adam, who's also out for blood after what had transpired in the last race. He says that it was lap traffic. We didn't fully see it, but if that was the case, he's going to be a savage out here trying to get his positions back. Take a look at this, though. David Biros looked to the outside, but the way the track is profiled, it really just allows the inside to always go through unless you're going to make a crazy mistake. But take a look at this. 5, 6, top 6, all within a second once again. But Santos this time looks to the inside. Andy Rees is going to defend the inside. How do you reply? Go the long way around. Here we go. Tries to go for a move. Having to go side by side, muscling his way against the Andy Master Racing driver. Santos looks for a move, has to tuck back in. Asper goes through. I think he's made contact with Andy Rees that time. And it is a war zone here. Takes me back to seeing iRacing at the Porsche Cup at this exact same circuit. Now we get to see Santos and Adam. All incidents are reported after the race. There's no live stewarding in this championship. No live stewarding in CMRSC. The drivers race. They follow a set of rules. If they don't follow it, they get a slap on the wrist at the end of this one. Take a look at this, though. Webster trouble. He spun it. There's Peter Samo, who started first, but did not get in time to hit his start. But no, it's trouble. Santos has taken out another driver, as it looked like. He's bumped out the way. Eamon. Eamon goes right back through. It's a real demolition derby. All right, let's watch the aggression, guys. Let's watch the aggression. Long race to go, lap 7 to 30. Santos, a man on a mission, but is little too heated up and is tapped away. 2 drivers now. I'm actually not 100% sure on Andy Rees, but nonetheless, though, he's fallen back to 6th position. He has Taziaki for grabs just up the road. And now he's got an opportunity here. As now we look back up to the battle for the race lead. Jarrell Moore has blue flags, does need to get out the way. So we got to make sure he does, and just, oh, he's run off the track. No, he just gets off. That is scary. There you see the lone Porsche running off the track. It's going to be sweat relieved on the brow of Van Dorn as he continues to hold on to this lead. It's not even been the length of the sprint race. It's got a long way to go. He has, oh, trouble. We had some local yellows. Who was that for? Looking for it. I don't think I can spot it. But Andy Rees down to 10th position, but not out for the count. On board with David now. Looks for a potential move on Van Dorn for the race lead. Remember, everyone's gone up to P2, but once you get up to that position, it's really hard to come back through. But take a look behind him, though. It's an Adam who knew, everyone knew he should have won the sprint race if it weren't for lap traffic and whatever transpired with him. But now he has an opportunity to score bigger points. Remember, the sprint race only scores the top 8 with P1 getting 8 points, but now P1 gets 25 points. This is where the big money's at. It's the sprint race. You can get it wrong. It's going to hurt a lot in your championship fight. But the big money's made in the mainstay. Trouble for Lacey. She gets it wrong, and she's shuffled down to 16th. Now battle for 3rd, and he is now defending himself on Eamon as Eamon looks to the inside. The Italian looks for some sort of opportunity and cannot get it done. So he holds on. Meanwhile, Andy Rees, Regan Milana, 2 drivers who were heavy and big presence in the first one, in the sprint race have now been shuffled down. Jaden Harrison, who wasn't there for the sprint race, has an opportunity to score some big points. He's currently in 6th position. But now the top 3, very nose to tail. I hear a driver that's off the track. I hope he stays off the track. That's Ryan there, and he does so. But I just saw for the moment, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all really close to each other and sliding their way around the circuit. David goes a little bit wide, an opportunity for the Canadian of Adam to go through, but does not take the option to. He's still watching that rear camera because Asmir is right behind for the taking. But as they head into the fast section, once again, continuing to be nose to tail, slipstream all the way through this section. This is CMRC at its best here, racing really hard. Into the chicane now, once again, and positions still stay the same. The top 5 battle hard. Who is going to win this race? It was very undecided who was going to win the last run. Daniel Santos, though, will take the fastest lap. He's a heavy contender, despite where he is P5, just a little bit far behind from the action just ahead of him. Adam now looks for an opportunity. Oh, and he's made contact! He's made contact with David! David goes flipping over the barrier! Heavy damage to the Porsche! It's taking him out of this contention here! And you gotta wonder, did Adam take him out, or did David lose the rear end and getting collected by Anna Adam? It is absolute carnage here at the front pack, and here at the booth and at home, I bet everyone's loving it. The crowd is loving it too here at Thruxton. It's awesome. This is a real dogfight, and we will forever say it, undecided who is going to be winning the main feature race here at Thruxton. Next week out, we head to Zolder, where all this action will calm down for the sake of this championship's future. We do see some yellow flags for Ryan, but it's Jaden Harrison this time. Sets the fastest lap. Crowd's loving it, though, here at Thruxton. And we are, too. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're loving this action. Take a look at this, though. Asmir looks for an opportunity. He went to the inside. Is not going to have as much momentum. There was a car there just off the outside there. Positions still stay the same, but Jaden Harrison now looks for an opportunity against Daniel Santos. Jamaica versus Portugal. And Santos is going to run the wide line, allowing Jaden Harrison to go through that spot. So that's P4 done and dusted there. Jaden Harrison, he tries to climb up to 3rd now, trying to get up to the podium. Van Dorn never really had an opportunity in the last round to score any massive points on his shoulder, but in fact, we can take a look. What were those points in the last round as we head into this second round here? Those are your results after the last round, not the sprint race. But there you see, it's Sven in P1, Justin P2, 2 drivers who are not even here today. Mazzucco, who's 3rd, he's currently 7th in this one. We also have Eamon, who's still holding on to Jaden Harrison. Jaden Harrison currently sits P8 in this championship, with Asmir P7, so huge points for them. But we look at this top screen. We'll return to the points in just a moment, because Van Dorn has a lot more trouble defending now, because Adam has a huge opportunity looking to the outside of this one. Can he nail it? If he holds it to the outside, he risks the driver's taking his inside line and potentially getting a move. But Asmir slides down. Jaden Harrison touches the grass. Jaden has spun round, almost saves it, but he's lost a lot of time. He heads back onto the circuit, but he's gone way too wide and touches the grass. He's been shuffled down from 4th to now 9th position. There goes Andy Rees. That is huge there for the Jamaican driver, and MGM is down to just 1 driver in this top 5. Let's look back at those points there once again. Jaden's out the equation there. Look for Mike Van Dorn on that list there. But you're going to notice something. Van Dorn all the way down in 9th position. This is going to be absolutely huge for his team and his current championship campaign. We'll take a look at the team points for the moment. But now we have some more action here as he just wants to. He has to stay off the line. He stays onto the outside desperately. Top three close with each other now. And there you see, and Adam looks for a move onto the inside. Does not catch Mike by surprise. And still has to stay back another position. It's time to take it to the drone. Another lap car. Oh, Ryan, stay one side of the track, sir. You cannot be weaving like that. But it may cut the momentum because Adam has an opportunity for P1. My voice is absolutely being destroyed here. And now Asper has a chance for second position. This is by far the most entertaining CMRSC race I have ever seen in its 4-year lifespan. Now, Adam looks to the inside, has a nose up there, but decides to wisely back out. It's still a long race. They're not even at the halfway point yet. So long to go. Vanderheyden gets out the way. But there you see, oh, 2 drivers. It's 3 wide momentarily. Heading into 1. Santos and Asper back off that section. Can't really get it done. They both, at the same time, decided to go for a move. Looking at the top of my map, I just saw somebody exit the stratosphere. I'm not too sure who that was. But it's Van Dorn who holds on to the lead of the British Grand Prix here at Thruxton. If you're loving this action, hit that subscribe button. All penalties will be sorted out, and if you want to learn who gets what in the final finishing orders, follow our Instagram at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, all one word. You do not want to miss the final results because it can really shake up what the actual finishing results of all these drivers are. Santos, as he watches the action unfold, it's Asper desperately looking for a chance to get ahead. Van Dorn held the lead and has stuck it since the start of this race. Has not lost the lead yet. I don't mean to curse him. I'm just saying, he's the main man to beat around here. They're coming up to P18. That's Klaus. He's a lap car. And you also see Santos. He loses the back end momentarily, as well as Adam. And now you get to see Asper looking for a move around the outside, but the better momentum from the Canadian is just about going to allow him to hold on. It's now up to Asper. Do you have the balls to hold on to the inside? He doesn't. And you know what? I don't call that not having balls. I call that being smart. Because Asper knows he has a long way to go left in this race. And trouble for him. And that's a mistake coming from Adam. And Adam makes a mistake, runs off the track, does a carbon copy of what his teammate Jaden Harrison did. And now those two are going to come up fast. Jaden Harrison now sees his teammate realizing, no, I cannot believe you've lost that position, but it's going to be 3 wide as they head into the hardest braking section in this one. And Jaden Harrison's going to slingshot his way down the middle. Tokyo drifted, sir, and the Jamaican has gone up to 4th position. Santos has also made the move on Asper. Absolutely iconic racing here. Santos up to 2nd, Asper relegated to 3rd. 2 drivers, really hard racing. How does the roles shift now between them? On board with Asper. We're trying to hold our breath here. Anything and everything can go down here in CMRC. Still undecided on the race winner. Van Dorn holds the lead, 1.2 seconds. But trouble for Sabo, he takes it to the pits. A lot of drivers were talking about pit stops in this race. I wonder if Peter's deciding to gamble on it. Oh, and it's Wilson. Oliver Wilson decides to take it to the pits. He may have teleported there. Yes, he has. Trouble! Oh, it's trouble for somebody. I can't tell who that is for the moment there. Is that a lap car? It's P18, I believe. It's Sean Lee. I think it was just getting out the way. I don't think that's affected the top order. So my mistake of scaring anybody there for the moment in chat. But at the moment, though, it has allowed Santos to stay closer with Van Dorn. Unless Van Dorn had to back out. Action everywhere on our screens. Van Dorn still running his line, lap 17 of 30. We're coming down to it. We're running out of time, but Santos is in prime position to take the lead of the British Grand Prix. One opportunity, one driver to go. Santos Van Doren, a 4-time champion. Against Santos, a driver we've not really seen that much. Portuguese love in CMRSC is very much here. But as it stands right now, we've never seen a Portuguese race winner. I don't think we're going to. Santos runs it off the track. And he is sliding off. He is off the surface. One mistake. That's the tires absolutely running out. Gets on the track and he's going to be kicking himself. The rear just got away from him. That's what happens when you push so hard. But take a look at this. MGM's Jaden Harrison and Adam have now been slotted back up to 3rd and 4th, and the curse of P2 continues. It's now time for Eamon to go up against Mike Van Doren. Eamon now, as he chases down, he has an opportunity. They're both running identical pace, so it's all to game, all to lose. They have one lap car ahead. I believe that might also be Baramiri. I believe he's made a mistake. Needs to hold your brakes, and yes, he does. So it has not hurt any of the advantage these top two drivers have had. But you look at the back there. As you see, now here comes Ryan as he comes out on track. He looks good there. So good rejoin. But 28 concurrent viewers, thank you so much for tuning in this evening, afternoon, morning, or night to CMRSC, and we hope you're loving the action here unfold today. Van Doren holds on to the lead, and there's trouble. Somebody's gone off. That is Ryan there. He's gone off once again. Gets out the way, but now here comes Asbjørn. He was within a 10. Looks to the inside, cannot get it done. Jaden is going to watch this with a full bag of, well, maybe I should say half a bag of popcorn. He's got a long way to go, catching back up the order. Now he's up to 3rd. Now he has a chance. And Andy Reese, that's the fastest lap of the race. Don't count him out as well. Now Jaden Harrison, opportunity of a lifetime to take P2. After making a mistake on this exact part of the track as we pass by, Jaden Harrison knows what he needs to do and cannot repeat his faults. Jaden Harrison for Jamaica. All of Jamaica's behind him. He is now looking for 2nd place. Side by side into the slowest part of the track. Jaden Harrison, has he held on? Has to take a lot of curb. Takes an extreme amount of curb. Track limits galore. Jaden Harrison, 2nd place. In racing terms, we're allowing it. If they're going to go side by side, if you get forced stop, you cannot use it to your advantage. But we're letting them race. All penalties come after. We're not stewarding this thing live. Jaden Harrison, though, now has an official chance at the race lead. Van Doren has 3 cars behind him, all gunning for his 1st place as we have 11 laps to go. On board with Jaden Harrison, it's now his turn to tango with P1. Van Doren has had so many drivers behind him. So many to count. But trouble, oh, who was that? Running off the track, I believe that could potentially be Ryan. No, it's not. It was, oh, it's Adam! It was Adam! He's got it wrong again! That is huge! Meanwhile, top 3! Still a battle for the lead. Jaden Harrison goes wide. He's gone very wide. Has to cut the chicane. Needs to let the place back. And he does so. He understands that one. Has to let it back through. Ran out of road. Asbjørn looks for a chance. Jaden clocks it, backs off, and makes sure he covers that move. And there you see Asbjørn honking his horn. He's like, come on, man. You cut me off. I don't blame him. This is some real hard racing. Jaden Harrison, now another opportunity. Jaden respects the racing rules. I understand it, so I don't got to say anything to him. Jaden, though, opportunity here. Looks to the outside. Cannot get it. Outside once again. Real fast part of the track, but has to remember, when you leave the outside open, it's so easy for drivers behind you to bounce back. And there you see Asper just running out of apex there to nail down. And looks like there's a bit of trouble as Ryan is off once again. You also see Andy Rees and Danny Nasir also battling, but this race has really been all about the race lead, and we cannot take our eyes off of it. We don't know who's taking the race win. Jaden Harrison nose to tail once again against Jaden Harrison. I don't know if he's streaming his perspective, but I really hope he is. I would love to hear this man's reactions racing really hard in this main race. It's lap 22 of 30. We are 9 to go, I believe. My math's right, 9 or 8 laps to go. My head's pretty fried up right now. And this is just cinema, ladies and gentlemen. This is real cinema, this action here. Top 3, Van Dorn, Harrison, Asper. Wow. This is awesome. But trouble there. No, it's not trouble. Mazuzzo has decided to take it into the pits. And he's coming back out. I don't know if it was accidental. He's coming in the pits. No! Jaden Harrison, can you save it? Can he get back on? He does. He gets back on, but his opportunity of P1 is gone once again. One mistake, and it's over for him as well. We also have trouble. Danny Nasir, who was in the top 5, also gets it wrong. And P2, the curse of second place, has happened again. We're back to 2. The Italian versus the Dutchman. And look at that. Anna Adam is coming back on track with a fresh set of rubber, saying, I'm going to try some new tires, and let's see how this one works out for me. Side by side for the race lead. Is Van Dorn going to lose the race lead for the first time in this one? He holds it, desperately holds it. Van Dorn sticks it ahead, stays ahead. Asper, maybe the only driver who can take on Van Dorn. That is the closest we've seen. That is the absolute closest we have seen these two guys. Harrison is also taking it into the pits for a pit stop. It's not mandatory for tires, but the driver's realizing they need it. A real showdown this is. Van Dorn, oh, it's not much speed here. Asper, with a lot of momentum, looks to the outside. Van Dorn defends the inside. It's side by side, heading into the braking zone. Van Dorn with a little more overspeed. Asper to the outside, does not head into the grass, but Asper slides it. He saves it though. He saves it. That's the most important part. The gap has now been opened up to 2 seconds. It's all in the cards for Van Dorn. He continues to hold on desperately to this lead of this race. If you're loving this action, hit that subscribe button. But drivers making mistakes. Now Adam. He's all over the rear of Van Dorn. If I was Mike, I would let go Andy right now. He's got fresh tires. I would let him go. But Van Dorn is gonna make it tough for them. He's like, I don't want anyone passing me. Van Dorn, you may think you can breathe there, Mr. Nick Edwards, but unfortunately, he's got a fresh soft compound tire and Adam right behind him. Does he let him go? That's the question. There's still so much time left in this race. Anything can go down. However, P3 of Andy Rees is 23 seconds away. But right now, it's Van Dorn. Does he know that the car behind him's lapped? I hope he does. I would let him through, but it's a little slide on corner exit. And now here comes Asper, it's door to door. Asper takes the lead momentarily. Van Dorn, what does he do? He has the inside. Does he shove it down? That may be the only option. Van Dorn to the inside, door to door, throws Asper off the track. And here comes that lapped car once again of Anna Adam. He goes through. And Van Dorn, for the first time in this race, has lost the lead, albeit for only 1 moment. Now Adam can start to stretch his wings. He's got fresh tires. He's going to want to start focusing on his lap times. But look at this, a little bit of a slide there, It's Van Dorn. It's a hip check. Just about holds on. Eamon takes the lead of this race. Eamon has now successfully taken the lead of this race. Van Dorn has held it for 25 laps. Now Van Dorn, with worn out soft compounds as well as the driver ahead, they're coming down to the very end of this race. We're letting them race to the very end. We're not going to look at track limits until after the race. But now Adam is just going to constantly harass Van Dorn. He's a lap car. If he's quicker, he can get ahead of him. But it's holding up the car. It's holding up the lead drivers. That's where the issue lies. But pressuring is, frankly, not doing anything. But Asbjørn has hit the lottery number and has just 5 laps to claim victory. Jaden Harrison, fastest lap of the race. All these drivers really mad after all the shenanigans that's gone down from issues to issues, drifting it. Van Dorn's opportunity of potentially getting, and a hip check there from Tazwanta. That's a little bit unnecessary. Van Dorn has now gone down 5 seconds. I think that has just said a lot. Pit stops are not required in this race, so a lot of drivers did go for them, but the drivers behind them, it's Tazwanta is just taking a whole chunk out of that curb and has done it again. I think he's just desperately trying to get out the way for Van Dorn and, well, needs to get out the way. Of course, despite, even though they're not in a battle, stays on one side and Tazwanta goes through. I am absolutely sweating here in this booth. Lesmana gets it wrong. We can finally show some love for this battles in between the pack. Peter Sabo, Dominic Mazzucco battling here for 7th position. They battled hard at Daytona. It was Mazzucco, I believe, who was ahead of that one. Let's take a look. Was I correct in saying that? At least in the championship standing, it's Dominic Mazzucco who's in 3rd in this one. Take a look at that one. So that is currently your driver standings after the first round. So that does not include pole position or the sprint race, of this event here so far. But that's what it looks like. Let's take a look at the team standings. So it's still Pro Mix Flame with 40 points, DP in 2nd and TCOD in 3rd, but it's really going to get shuffled up in this championship as they continue on here. Lap 28 of 30. It's 6:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. The drivers now trying to get to the very end. Tazwanta also having a little bit of fun. Is he battling with anybody? No, he's not. Klaus also has some fresh rubber. I think for Van Dorn's sake, you might as well just let these guys through and just cruise it home. P3 is about 6 seconds away. It's not worth pushing that hard on your car. But that is P2 there. Van Dorn, P3 of Andy Rees. Can he hold on? Santos is just behind him, 1.8. But they have 3 laps to go if they want to hold off. Tazwanta to the inside of Mike Van Dorn, and there you see it's 2 cars who have already made pit stops who have fresh tires, and you see Rupert Ryan just on the outside of the track. And looks like Van Dorn is saying, you guys go through, I got no issues with you. But Tazwanta not going for a move there, and Andy Rees is inching up just a bit. But it's lap 29. And yes, they are risking a tire blowing out. In the last round, Justin Nasir reported in the main race that his tires were blown out on the last lap. We didn't catch it live, but he was running on absolute rims coming towards the end. So these drivers still have a small opportunity if something were to go wrong. Tires actually do explode, depending on the right CSP version. there, Nick. But take a look at this. Van Dorn has a little bit of company because Andy Rees is now caught up. The help from Tezwanto, I don't know how much Tezwanto was paid. Oh, but take a look, it's trouble for Van Dorn. He runs off the track into battle for second. Andy Rees, opportunity for P2. Round the outside, Van Dorn is gonna lose out on that position. And take a look as well, Santos also going through. Final lap for all these drivers. This race is not over. Asper, half a lap to go in victory. But now take a look at this. Van Dorn has been shuffled down to 4th position. It's contact between himself and Santos. It's absolutely huge. Van Dorn has gone from leading to battling for 4th place to hold on for the podium. What a battle this is, side by side. Santos can get back on the podium. Van Dorn, his advantage has gone down. He's off the track. Meanwhile, Eamon Asper, if you gambled on his name, you are a millionaire. The Italian comes around the final corner, takes the checkered flag, and takes an amazing win. He takes P1, Asper. What a race from him. P2 coming around the final couple of corners. Give it up to the Danishman, Andy Masu Racing. Back on the podium. Give it up, Andy Rees. But now this battle here, Santos is going to take 3rd. Jaden's out of nowhere. He's actually in 4th. P5 recovery drive for Anna Adam. P6 will go to Peter Sabo. It's contact! Oh, it's a photo finish with contact! It's actually going to be Regan who takes home P5. And Peter Sabo takes 6th. Mazutso 7th. Wow, how close was that? Oh my goodness, Krogsgaard losing control of his car. Dominic Mazutso, P7. Oliver Wilson, 8th. Krogsgaard, 9th. And top 10, rounding it out, Kasper Taziaki. Wow, that was hard racing between all you guys. That was a lot of fun. We're going to look at this race after this one. And we're going to nail down what has gone down with incidents. It's going to be directly after the stream. So please make sure you're in the chats, the lounge chat. That is going to be for the after race debrief. But that was a crazy race. All incidents, reported and protested incident. Do that as soon as possible, please and thank you for all incidents, every single thing that you felt was wronged on your end. But nonetheless, that was an absolute huge, huge race. And our race winner here today, we're going to talk to him. Eamon. Just invited you. What a race that was. I am absolutely sweating here in the booth. Whew.
Hello.
Eamon! Wow.
Ooh.
Oh my God, you take victory here at Thruxton in once again such an eventful race. Hats off to you, sir. You've done it. How was that one?
Oh, first win, like, I was not expecting in this championship, honestly. Like, how I was coming into the weekend, like, on the back foot, like, I had no pace, and suddenly to be standing in first step feels quite good.
Well, take us through that one, man. This was not an ordinary race for you. This was a tale of heartbreak and failure and coming back around and taking victory at the dying stages. What was that like in the cockpit?
Well, I knew from the start that, like, it was all about tire management, honestly, especially through the long right-hander, I think, like turn 7 or something, where like when putting a lot of load, like the tires would just go out at a certain point. I was just trying to take it as carefully as possible. In the first stages, I was working very well with Anna to try and preserve tires and just work together and keep some good pace. And then like it just came alive in the second half to just be able to push and like put like I think over 16 seconds to P2. It was generally like one of my best drives, honestly.
Indeed, yeah. And what's even better? That's your first race win, so that's gotta feel real sweet, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's quite enjoyable, especially like in Porsche Supercups, because it's such a fun like championship. The gaps are very close and stuff. It feels all the more like great to have the first one in such a championship.
Now take us through the tire wear. That's the big talking point. Everyone was running out of it. People were gambling for pit stops. How were your tires?
My rear left was absolutely cooked by the by like lap 20 or something. I was just trying to keep it alive and minimize the load, as I said, like through the corners, early braking, trying to brake as much of a straight line as possible, turn it in gently, and I just did my best like through the first stint, not to fight people too hard. And honestly, if I have to thank someone for my win, it was Anna Adam, because we worked like perfectly through the first stint, and that helped me manage perfectly my tires.
Indeed, yeah. That was an incredible race. You deserve a break. Take a drink, relax, and sit back. We have the next round coming up in a week, but you deserve that one. Congratulations, P1 to you.
Thank you.
I'll send you back in, and we're going to talk to our man who finishes second position, back-to-back, sprint race and the main race. Give it up to Andy Rees. Andy, now once again, another race where it's not just about picking up the pieces, it's about pure survival and battling some of these guys out here. Andy, take me through the emotions. How you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, definitely big props to Assetto for trusting the no pit strat. Yeah, it's been a very big dilemma, like for me and Mads, I know, whether we should pit or not, because like either is very viable. But yeah, the start of the race went, okay. The first braking zone, Matt sent it down or he like braked too late or something, and Mike of course took P1, and that's natural, and then I just tried to follow him up, and I just couldn't pass him no matter how much I tried. And then I came together with Rig and Molana or something, I'm not too sure. Lost some time there, and yeah, from there it's just about keeping a somewhat steady pace and getting my pit right, and yeah, trying to catch up to the leaders before the end of the race. It was looking it wasn't looking too good at like the 25th lap and thereabout, but very quickly I suddenly caught up to especially Mike, because of course the tires are just non-existent at that point, the last 3-4 laps. So yeah.
You've summed that up well. You take some big points home here. It's a little unfortunate we didn't see you in the fight for P1 towards the end of this race, but it was truly all about just picking up the pieces, and more importantly about keeping it alive to the final lap. But you've done that very well. You take home P2. Congratulations on that one, and I know your team's going to be very happy for you with that result. Congratulations, Andy. P2.
Yeah, thank you. I got the pass on Mike, so that's all I wanted.
I know you guys have that fun rivalry between you guys. Love it. And we're going to talk to our man now, heading in third position. And looking for him here, Daniel Santos. Give it up for him in race number 2. The main race, you take home P3. Now, Daniel, I just see your mic's muted there.
No, I hear you.
Got you there now. So, I know tensions are absolutely flying in your camp for everything that's gone down. As somebody who didn't see everything from every angle, we can't look at it until the end of this stream. However, let's move past that. Let's look at this race in particular. Another tale of heartbreak in the beginning, to hard-fought battles, to incidents, to finally climbing back through and getting that P3. How was that race for you?
Well, the sprint was kind of an unfortunate accident towards the end. Too bad I hit Peter, but he still won. Unfortunately, on the sprint, I managed to qualify second and completely ruined it. And for the main race, I really wasn't expecting much because I was starting P7. Thankfully, because of the mistake of others and some of them of myself, I managed to come back. My bad, Andy, for literally killing your race. But yeah, small touch on the rear. But yeah, I managed to work back into the podium, and I'm quite happy for my performance.
Yeah, that was the main highlight for you. Seeing you coming back through the field. The chat was basically behind you. Normally, we have our chats kind of split up on who they love, but they were all behind you, Daniel, and you really performed very well, giving us a show at home, and you really delivered. Some may say you had the pace for P1 and definitely deserved both race wins. We'll never know, but taking home P3 is still a step in the right direction. Congratulations. Incredible result. Coming back up through the field. Great effort from you. P3.
Thank you. Just before, I don't know if you want to ask me anything else, but just want to give a shout out to my guys watching at home. There's like, I don't know, like 7 people watching just for me and some of the other people on this race. And I'm really glad they took their time just to watch me drive. So yeah, that's it.
They definitely have to be inspired after that drive that you put out in both races. Congratulations.
I hope so, yeah.
And congratulations. All right, that's going to do it for interviews. That's going to do it for this week's race. Lots of tensions, lots of incidents to cover. You can take a look at the debrief now that's going to go down directly after the stream in just a few minutes. It's all going down to the lounge chat. If you want to stick around, you can. If not, we hope to see you next week out for the 3rd round of the championship at Zolder. We'll see you then. And that's going to do it for Thruxton. What an event that was! You take a look at your standings there. It is P1, Eamon. P2, Andy. P3, Daniel. Take a look at a couple of those drivers who did get a big catch up there. Notable, Jaden Harrison, he pitted as well. So the gamble of pitting actually worked out for him. Oliver Wilson, great come up through the field. Van Dorn, P6, really lost out after leading majority of that race. Regan Milana, 7th. Mads, 8th. Peter, 9th. 10th. Dominic Mizzuzzo. We'll see you in 1 week's time. And God, we're going to make sure we get these real penalty issues sorted out. Even after testing, they still just love to annoy us. But we'll see you in just 7 days' time. Same channel, same place. This time for the Belgium Grand Prix at Circuit Zolder.